Oh, snap. Here we go. Here's another episode of the Real Resilience Talk coming to y'all from wherever I'm coming to y'all from. Hello, universe. Hello, everybody out there. I hope everybody's doing good. This is me, Cam, still the same old Cam, and this is still the same old plan to try to talk about this subject of resilience. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm sorry. That was really inappropriate. I don't know why I'm yelling at y'all. You can dial your volume back up in the car if you're in the car. Got some special guests today, some really cool people, some really good humans. I have Mr. Donnie Brasco and his lovely bride, Ms. Becca, here with us today. Before we get going, I'm going to ask them always what is their definition of resilience. But let me tell y'all this first. This is no endorsement from or for any official organization or anything of that nature. These are just actually 3 car-carrying Americans, to include Mr. Brasco, that want to use their First Amendment for good. So that's what we're here today, to talk honestly and candidly about the subject of resilience. What is it? How do we get it? How do we maintain it? How do we sustain it? Y'all done heard enough from me on that shit. So I'm going to turn it over to them. Donnie Brasco and Miss Becca, thank y'all for being on the show today.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I had the chance to think about it because I knew that was going to be your first question. And so I think that for me, resiliency is being able to go through the ups and downs of life, sometimes very high highs and sometimes very low lows, and still being able to kind of come out on the other side with joy, right? So still being able to find joy even in the tough stuff. What would you say?
What Donnie Brasco say about this now?
I didn't have time to think about the question.
And
nor
these are the best
did I
folks.
plan it at all. Just off the top of my head, it's just overcoming, adapting to what comes into your life.
Yeah.
And so you can, I don't like using the term joy. It's not something I say all the time, but just happiness, contentment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I love it. That's good. And that's the beauty of it for everybody out there. Everybody's like, well, we saw buzzwords of resilience these days and all of that. Look, everybody has their own version of it, but in some form of it is to survive and not just maintain, but to thrive. And what I always tell people, I'm going to go ahead and do it again because it's a really bad impersonation, but Stallone in the street with his son, everybody, his body, you can get it and keep moving forward, right? Thank you for the courtesy laugh. That's how winning is done. You know, that's what it is to me. How much, it's not about how hard you hit, but it's about how hard you can take hits and then keep moving. And then, like y'all said, adapt. Like, be water, my friend.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think it's so much about the definition, but just about what each person individually does to find whatever they need to be resilient, to bounce back.
Got to bounce back. That's one of those words on that one thing that we see often. Right?
Yeah.
It just jumps out at people.
Yeah.
I love that because I just put it up there and I say, what jumps out at y'all?
Yeah. So I know you just kind of wanted the conversation to just flow organically. We'll see what comes up, but I wanted this guy, Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, Donnie. Oh, DB over here.
To be on here too. I don't know. I just hope that we can share something that helps somebody.
That's right.
We have a few different perspectives that we can bring on it. I think, obviously both veterans, both having served, in different roles throughout our life, professionally, and then now being the parents of 2 active duty kids. So we've got that. And so I don't know, we'll see where the conversation goes. We might want to talk about parenting, might want to talk about marriage. You're like, yeah, I don't want to talk about marriage. Life, resiliency.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. Life, resiliency.
Okay,
I don't know. We'll see what comes up, but I wanted him to come on because, we are very yin yang,
Yeah.
And you know me better than, Justin. Well, Donnie Brasco.
That's right. He just blew his whole. He just blew his whole cover.
I know, blew the whole cover. But I feel like I'm pretty patient. I feel like I'm pretty calm. I do have my moments where I definitely lose my patience. Of course, you know that more than anybody, but we are very yin yang, right? We just have very different ways of coping with life. And for whatever reason, for 29 years, it's worked for us.
29 years.
29 years.
29 years for real?
We were 12.
What? Wow. And y'all been drinking that good Southern sweet tea ever since.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the sweet tea.
The sweet tea. If you don't know, you don't know because you're not here, but we've had a whole thing dedicated to the ways of expressing good Southern sweet tea now. 12 years old in 29 years, y'all been together. Wow, man. God, I mean, everybody
we
clap.
Been married since we were 12. That's
I was about to say, that's some. Where y'all
creepy.
from?
Yeah, super creepy.
What kind of convent did y'all grow up in? Was there free will in this?
Yeah.
No,
So
that's crazy. That's so cool.
I don't know. So funny story. The first time I met Justin, right?
Donnie.
So we were in. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was the first time I met you or kind of the first time we really had a conversation. But the first time we had a conversation, we were in a chow hall, right? We were in a chow hall. We were in Korea. And I came over to his table and told some long story. And I guess the story got a little bit too long. And so at the end of the story, I was kind of like waiting for the punchline, right? And what did you do?
We were waiting for the punchline.
Yeah. Yeah. Waiting for the punchline.
Waiting
for the punchline or waiting for the ending, and the punchline or the ending, it never came. I don't remember the story, but I do remember what you did, at the end of the story. Do you remember what you did?
I laughed.
Yeah, but you have to laugh how you laugh.
Well, it got quiet
right?
at the table.
It got quiet at the table.
Something along the lines of,
right.
I got genuine laughs from that, and I got dirty looks from her, for sure.
He did. So, walked out of the chow hall and walked away with my friend Heather, who I just saw a couple weeks ago. Had a great opportunity to see her, but I don't know. We might touch on that a little bit later. But walk out of the chow hall, and so Heather says, "So, what do you think of him?" And I was like, "He's cute, but he's an ass."
I can live with that.
I'll take cute. I'll take cute though.
Yeah, he's cute, but he's an ass. And he's sitting inside and he's telling the guys, he's like,
I didn't say anything. We didn't say anything about you.
Okay.
That was another time.
No? Okay. So what'd you say another time?
No, I mean, this is months later when we were kind of half dating. And so I told somebody I was going to marry you.
Yeah.
Oh,
you sure about that? And I was like, oh, yeah.
So y'all were 12 in Korea?
Yeah.
We were.
Wow,
that's crazy. Were y'all like, y'all was, dang.
No, we were young. We were 18, 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, but you knew each other since 12?
No.
Oh.
We were just joking.
I was about to say, dang. Okay, y'all had me go. Somebody else fell for that shit too out there.
That is our joke. That is our
now some people turned off your podcast.
They were like, what is the math here? And they escaped from North Korea to be on this podcast?
That is our joke to say, like, we're supposed to, like, look young, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, see,
like,
there
like,
it is.
How in the world
Man,
could they have
it's been a long
together
week.
for 29 years?
I
Because
got you.
they look so young.
I fucked all that up. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, listeners. It just landed. I am forgiven. Are y'all cold? Because this fan, you want me to turn that fan off? It's a little too much fan.
Okay.
You okay? You sure? It's the middle switch if you don't like it. There you go. That's what it is. I run hot, so y'all can't see it, but I'm always perspiring on here. But it's a form of enthusiasm, so you're welcome, dear listeners. You're welcome. That's really cool. That's really cool. So not long after the first meeting of him being a cute ass or being cute and an ass, he was like, not long after that, like, I'm murder her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder her.
Probably a few months.
I don't know if you said it in that context, which would explain accent. So
no, I didn't have an accent. She had an accent.
Yeah, I definitely had an accent.
From where? Where's home?
Yeah.
We ain't even get to know y'all yet.
Yeah, so Appalachia, right? So southern West Virginia, eastern Kentucky region.
My God.
Yeah, the hills.
You seem like Wrong Turn.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not. It is what it is. It's like the coal miner's daughter, but she's a coal miner's daughter, granddaughter, great granddaughter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, that's cool.
Yeah. So that part of the story, that's definitely true. I
really could. She had a super southern accent.
It's not southern though. It's Appalachia accent. Like, it is completely different than southern.
Well,
like southern is like sweet tea and pie, and Appalachian's more like it's just different. It's hard to explain, really, and unfortunately, I've lost it over the years.
Yeah,
I wish I didn't lose it.
It'll come out, or she's with her friends. Sometimes it'll come out.
Yeah.
And not both y'all from there, because that wasn't when y'all was 12.
No.
So he from the hills.
I'm actually from Winchester, Virginia.
Winchester.
Yeah.
This whole time you been saying Culpeper.
Culpeper. I was born in Culpeper. I'm from Winchester. Yeah. So yeah. We got married in Winchester.
Oh man.
A few years later.
Yeah.
And we settled here. So we left Korea. She went to Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And then I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So we dated. For a little bit. And then we got married, and I was still at Jackson. So I finally got orders, and I extended and came up to Belvoir. And so she ended up getting out a little bit before I did. And then
getting
we both
out.
got out from Belvoir.
Getting out. Because only us, inmates and zoo animals get out.
So, yeah, we settled here in Virginia. I wanted to come back to Virginia. I never thought I would. When I was a kid, it was like I was going to leave Winchester, Virginia, and never come back.
Yeah.
But, I ended up wanting to settle in Virginia. So,
yeah, no,
that's start a family and all that good stuff. So, we settled here in Fredericksburg.
And this is home. This is home.
This has been home since 96.
96, man. Yeah. Man, life of service. And then y'all's offsprings.
Yeah.
Y'all's children.
Yeah.
They serving too, right?
They are. Both of our boys are in the Army. Both of them are in aviation and enjoying it so far. We have one wild child and one more level-headed child. So it keeps us.
And it's not that the oldest one's not level-headed.
No, well,
he's just more wild.
No, he's just our wild child. Growing up, he was our wild child. So But no complaints at all. Just as a parent, you learn to adjust. You learn resiliency as a parent as well. So,
what's that been like?
People always talk about when your kids are little and you're changing their diapers and they're pissing on the floor and they're acting a fool. That's the toughest part. I think as they get older, it's tougher because they're making adult decisions. They're making decisions that they're not picking toys out.
Right.
They're like, it's real life decisions. And as a parent, you never stop worrying. You never stop. You have to get less involved.
Yeah.
You don't want to be overbearing. You got to make their own decisions because we all did. And you have to learn from them, all that good stuff. But as a parent, you have to kind of stop yourself at times from being that parent that hey, you shouldn't do that or you can't do this. So, it's an adjustment, but I think it's been more difficult as they've gotten older because you have to kind of pull back a little bit. Especially Beck. I mean, mama bears, all mama bears, they tend to, especially with boys, they want to tell them exactly what to do. And I'm kind of like, hey, they got to figure it out. So you protect them and then you don't so much as they get older. But it's a little more difficult now because you worry about them. I mean, they're overseas right now. So you kind of worry about they're not next door.
Right.
So it's a little difficult.
Yeah, we have 3 different time zones going on right now in our family.
In one house, in one family.
In one family.
3 different time zones.
Yeah, so we are, close eye on Apple clock, world clock, so that we can sync up our family text.
6 hours ahead, one's 12 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Or 13 hours ahead. So,
yeah. So grateful for modern technology.
Straight. Yeah, that's
because, we didn't have that. When we were serving and back in the day, when we were dating long distance, if we made a phone call to one another, we had to pay for that long distance.
Unless you had that good old Sprint to Sprint.
Well, shoot. I know.
Snap.
I got a funny story on that. So when Beck and I were dating, we might have been married and I was stationed in South Carolina. She was up here. My grandmother we would call from a pay telephone, like halfway. We'd usually meet in Wytheville, Virginia. You ever been to that place? Armpit?
Nah.
Yeah, it's south of like Tech and Radford.
Okay, south of Blackburg and all that.
Yeah. So we would stop at a pay telephone and call my grandmother and say, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm 20 minutes out or I'm an hour out. And then my grandmother, she would call my grandmother and they would relay at this time we were this far out, so we would know where to meet. Yeah. So
that's GPS folks in the 90s.
Yeah, there was no Waze.
Yeah.
There wasn't even Ask Jeeves. It was just my grandmother.
Man.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Ma, she lived to be 98. She passed away. Was it
Christmas before last? Yeah.
January of 22? December of 22. And there was just, I don't know. She definitely had something about her. And I don't know if it was, having been married. She was married twice, right? And it was something that we didn't talk about very often. But her first husband was in the military. He was in the Army. And he was killed in Korea, right?
Wow.
And not the Korean War, but he was killed in Korea, right? I think it was an accident while he was serving, right? And so there was something about her, though, that she just totally understood the military lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even though she'd only had, I guess, just a very small touch of it. And we really, dating long distance, it's one of the hardest things I think we've gone through in our relationship was the long distance.
18 months. So a lot of people might listen. If people are listening, have their spouses somewhere, you're deployed somewhere. I mean, we went through it before laptops, before FaceTime, before all that stuff. I mean, not that we were deployed, we were just in
right.
different places,
but just having to depend on mail call and maybe the phone center.
Yeah, I mean,
at best
we had phones in our room.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's it was difficult.
Yeah, but there was just she definitely just understood that we needed some additional support, right? And so, like he was talking about, we would get a weekend pass, and so we would try to meet in the middle in Wytheville, and she would pack like a little box of food for us because she knew we were on super low salaries, right? Like, I don't even remember what we were making, maybe less than $1,000 a month or something. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
The pay stubs.
I'd make
right?
more at Spotsy Mall.
Right. But I still remember what she put in those boxes. She would put a can of Hormel chili, right? And she would put soup, and she would always make like a chocolate cake, right? And so here we driving down 81 with my cardboard box of Hormel chili and chocolate cake. But that was her way of saying, like, hey, I care about you. I care about your marriage. I care about your relationship. I want to see you guys succeed. So here's your can of Hormel chili. Like,
wow, man.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And we would get to Wytheville.
That's not ever going to go on a Hallmark card.
Right.
But it meant a whole lot more than a Hallmark card.
Hormel chili in a can.
Right, Hormel chili in a can. But, we would get to wherever we were going in Wytheville, and whoever got there first, we'd get off the side of the road, and call Ma, usually on a payphone. Right. Yes.
$29.95.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we would call Ma and we'd say, hey, I'm at exit, 36. And she'd say, okay, I haven't heard from Justin yet.
It was definitely exit 82. But
okay. Exit 82. And so I'm at exit 82. And then, it doesn't even matter. I mean, number doesn't matter, right? And so,
there it is.
And so the next person would call, hey, is she there yet? Yes, she's there. She's, at such and such exit or at such and such hotel. And he's not exaggerating much when he says $29.95 hotel room, motel room. Because we had a place that we like to stay down in South Carolina near Fort Jackson. Do you remember?
Oh, the Marlboro Inn.
Marlboro Inn, y'all.
So
Marlboro, shout out to Marlboro Inn.
Big shout out to that dump.
Big shout out to the Marlboro Inn.
It was about $30 a night.
Hey, what the best part about the Marlboro Inn? I don't know why we're even talking about this. The best part about the Marlboro Inn,
resilience. Folks.
There was a place. I don't know if it's still down there in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina, called the Lizard Thicket. It was like a restaurant, and it had some badass meatloaf. Remember the meatloaf? So you remember what Ma packed in that box? I had no idea. I don't have any recollection of that. But I remember the Lizard Thicket. It was a restaurant. Google that. I wonder if it's still around.
Lizard Thicket. Shout out to the Lizard Thicket organization. We don't do ads on this show, but for Marlboro Inn and Lizard Thicket, I'm breaking tradition around here.
If you ever pass a Lizard Thicket, try that meatloaf.
Try that shit out right quick.
Yeah. Right.
Now the Thicket, was that somebody's last name, or was it like a Mr. or Mrs. Thicket?
That's kind of a tongue twister. Lizard Thicket. Say that 10 times.
Yeah, that's right. You right there. If you got a lisp, that's a bad day.
Oh yeah.
Lizard Thicket. Lizard Thicket.
It was right next to Marlboro Inn. But anyway, it's early marriage in the mid '90s and on a military budget. So,
but that's how
it made it work. But we worked. It worked.
It was showing up some resilience in there, and I know some of our listeners, they're young. They're married, or everything's so complicated. Like, and I'm glad y'all are conveying this because, like, nothing is perfect, folks. Nothing, and you got to be able to make things work. And y'all definitely did that. And then now it's what, just 5 years later, and because
6 months later,
6 months later, and you guys are doing.
Still had the meatloaf in the fridge. Like I made sure to bring it home in a box. Anybody else can relate to that. When their wife goes out, you go out to eat, and they always get the box, and it sits in your fridge for like 8 to 10 months. So I used to take it out after like a week because I'd always say we're not going to eat it. Yes, we are. I'll eat it for lunch.
I ain't wasting no food.
No, I'm not going to waste it. So that's the rural West Virginia roots. Yeah, so she'll bring the box home.
I'm gonna freeze it.
Yeah, it's like canned peaches or something. Yeah. So she'll put the box in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, she'll put it in the box. And I used to take it out and throw it away after 3 or 4 days. But now it just sits.
I've gotten better.
It'll grow hair on it. I'm just going to let it sit in there.
Yeah.
I've gotten better.
Yeah.
And it's not about perfection, everybody. It's about progress. And we are progressing.
Sure.
We are progressing. Man,
that's a lot. We showed a little bit of that word, resiliency over the years, for sure.
No, I mean, you got to be able to like go through it, but grow through it. But y'all grew together, right? Like, and that's so important. And I mean, I look at like my wife is like way too low key to ever be on this show. She's like, you're crazy, and it's true. I am, but you grow together is what I'm getting at. And it's not perfect. And what I really want to say from my wife, this is where the honesty comes out. If we were to have been divorced for the millions of reasons that most other people get divorced, we'd have been divorced about 27 times so far, right? Yeah. That's kind of how we are. Sure. Like irreconcilable differences in lieu of like 87th award over here for ours. And that's not to say, folks, if you're in an abusive relationship or someone that's destructive or any of that kind of stuff, but a lot of stuff is figure outable, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, complete transparency, like during the early years, again, we've been married for 29 years, but during the early years of our marriage, I think it's fair to say that a lot of our arguments were about money. And how we were spending money. I mean, it definitely didn't help that we were dead ass broke.
Yeah.
So on soldier's salary, and I don't know. I think the turning point for us, and everybody has different ways that they learn to manage money, right? But for us, what we were doing wrong that did not work out, and then we'll tell you what we did that was right that did end up working out. What we did that did not work. Okay. Do you want to? No. I was going to say, who's the spender? Let's just go ahead.
I'm the spender.
Yeah, I'm that too in my house. Right. Yeah.
So what we did was, I'll say it because it taught me a lesson. Yeah. It helped me improve me as a person. She was a tightwad. I mean, she was our saver. She knew every nickel dime that we spent.
Yep.
And we would fight over it because I'd go out and spend something I wouldn't tell her.
Uh-huh. So, I did this too. I hope my wife ain't listening right now.
As we progressed in our marriage, I don't know what turning point it was, but at one point I took over all the finances and I learned real quick, like, oh, now I know what I can spend and what I can't spend. And so I was probably 25 years ago, probably close to it, that I took over the finances and big lessons for me. Now I was mature enough to do it at that point. I wasn't, some 19-year-old kid buying toothpicks, on Amazon. But I think that was
the good ones that are flavored. So
the cinnamon ones. Remember
the cinnamon ones? Are the shit.
Do they still sell those?
Yes, that's
how I go on Amazon. I might get on Amazon as soon as I give the mic back to Becca.
That's right. It's on Prime too. I'm just telling you, you can get it tomorrow, next day delivery.
But I think that also too speaks to knowing what your strengths are and leaning into your strengths, right? Because financial management and numbers and money is definitely not a strength for me. I mean, he can tell you I am so bad.
12 times 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. 144.
Yeah.
12 times 11.
It's not my strength.
We're not doing this in public, y'all. We're on recording here. It'll be on the outtakes.
So, again, way back in the day, we're going to demonstrate how old we are, checkbooks and balancing the budget and things like that. That was never my strength.
Yeah.
But I was trying to do it for us as a couple and as a family. Whereas he is better with numbers. He is better with projection of, how we're going to be spending the cash and what bills need to be paid and stuff like that. But because I was doing it, he was kind of taking a back seat to that part. And then in the meantime, in his mind was, well, we just got paid on Friday, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy myself a hat,
right? I'm an idiot.
Jersey.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Right? Treat yourself. So he did that a lot.
This Daryl Green jersey is Adidas.
This is a good one. This is a Puma one. They only made this for 2 years. I don't want this Champion 44.
So treat yourself, and the treat yourself ended up sometimes being
fight yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It ended up being
punch yourself in the face.
$200, and $200 now is not that big of a deal, but back then it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
It, was a matter of, are we going to be able to pay our bills or not? And so I would become so incredibly frustrated.
Oh yeah, and rightfully so. So I think it takes, and to give her credit, reluctantly, I don't know, it was a fight. I don't remember the moment, but she trusted me. Mm-hmm. She just said, I think it was more of a like, well, you're going to find out. Here you go. You can take it over. Yeah. And so, to trust somebody that was, I wouldn't say I was reckless. I'm just a spender.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if I want something, I see it. Like, cool. Even to this day at Christmas time, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I get what I want.
Yeah.
So, usually I'm like, well, just treat me with, surprise me or whatever. So,
right.
It's a valuable lesson. So people that are going through those issues, find different ways. Mm-hmm. Some of them may work. It's trial and error.
It is.
Fight either way.
That's,
you know what I mean?
That's
you're going to end up arguing either way. So it's a matter of trial and error and trusting the other person.
Yeah.
And then that person has to have enough humbleness to say, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm more reckless than what I thought.
Yeah. No, but you got to own it. You got to own it. You got to see it. You got to,
we both own our weaknesses. I think that's been a valuable asset to our marriage is we both own it. So I know things I'm annoying. Like I can really poke her. I can really push her buttons.
Yeah.
And she can push mine. And I absolutely admit, like sometimes I'll do it. I'll tell you something that's funny. It's a funny story about this. It's about marriage. Years ago when I was a kid, my grandfather and my grandmother would be in the house and my grandmother would go, Bobby, Robert, from the kitchen. And he would just sit in his chair. And I'm sitting next to him watching TV and I'm looking at my pop and I'm going, I know you got to hear. And finally she would stop. And so I was like, wow. I mean, she would say Bobby, Robert 50 times from the kitchen and he wouldn't say anything. And finally she would stop calling his name. So here we are, that was probably in the early 90s, late 80s. And here we are, in 2024. And about 10 years ago, I learned that trick when I was in the basement watching the game. And I would announce. I started to announce, like, hey, I'm going to go down and watch the game. I'm going to go down and watch a movie, whatever it is. So I was announcing to her that I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to go do something. So don't call my name from the kitchen. Because it used to be as soon as you got downstairs.
Hey, Donnie Brasco.
Hey,
Donnie.
And I would be like, damn, I just sat down. So I started to do the thing that Pop did. Just to say, I would say, first of all, I would start with, I'm going to go downstairs and watch the game. Okay. All right, cool. So then I would go downstairs and 30 seconds later, Justin, Donnie. And I would just ignore her and she'd stop. And finally she would come downstairs. Did you hear me? No, I don't hear you. So it's a trick that really kind of works. She doesn't do it anymore.
She just did
We're
that.
veterans now.
Veterans, yeah.
Like, he's
I'm going to text his ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to text him.
Right. Just text me.
I know he on the Wi-Fi. I'm going to text him.
Right.
But it works. And I'm sure there's some nuisances that I had that she's figured out.
Yeah, but we figured out the money. We figured out a lot about our communication. We've, I think, been very transparent.
We should be marriage counselors.
I'm gonna tell you what not to do.
Tell you what doesn't work.
But we've learned a lot over the years, and it's so funny
Have your own toilets.
Oh, okay.
It's a necessity.
All right, so he does often jokingly say, he's like, have your own closet.
Yeah.
And have your own separate sports.
Do you have your own closet? Oh, you have to. I mean, you have a lot of stuff, but I mean,
yeah.
Have you ever shared a closet with?
Oh, that sucked. Yeah, I'm not a good closet friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So we have
well, I mean, who is?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's your shit.
Yeah.
It's my stuff. What did George Carlin say? Like, it's my stuff, but other people's stuff is shit, and your shit is stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But don't share a closet. So have your own closet, and then also have, I said sports, but like have your own hobbies. And you oftentimes say, don't make your spouse your hobby.
Yeah.
Well, because there's so many people that say, well, my best friend, this is my best friend. I'm be honest with you. My wife is not my best friend. All right. We hang out a whole lot and I love her as my wife, but that's not like my best friend. Like, I don't want to do everything with her.
It depends how you define it.
Yeah.
Like, the way guys.
All right. Fuck. I just got canceled. I'm sorry, baby. You're my best friend, baby.
My wife's sitting right here. No,
hey, May's over there. Give me the signal.
What are you doing, dude? No, I think that is a piece of advice. I always say, like, I got to be careful because I don't want to rip on anybody because there's lots of people out there. Everybody needs something different.
Yeah, that's facts.
All of us have different personalities. Mm-hmm. So, I have friends right now that I'm very close to that they need someone to tell them when to piss and when to shit and when to go to Zares, whatever. They need that person. It's good for them. Yeah. Some people don't. So I think I tell people, don't be your wife's hobby and have them not be yours because you can't get any air. Now, it works for some people.
Yeah.
But I would, for my friends, most of my friends, which your friends are usually you have stuff in common with, like, don't do that, man, because it becomes like hey, you fellas want to play poker Friday? Well, let me ask permission. Like it's courtesy, it's courtesy to say, hey, are we doing anything this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to host poker Friday, or I'm going to, whatever Saturday. Right. But to say I'm going to ask my wife's permission, I kind of look at that as like, man, that's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. The same thing with the wife asking the husband, like, hey, can I go out to dinner with my girlfriends tonight?
Yeah.
Can I please do that? Like, what? I mean, have at it, because everybody's got to have that outlet.
You got to.
Everybody's got to have that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I always talk about on here is outlets. And I'm so glad y'all are talking about relationships because, and I'm not trying to cut you off at all, but I just want to reiterate, because when I do these death by suicide reviews, right, and I see the things that led to people's problems, the biggest trends of this last year was it's always relationships, always relationships, but then money. But then money. And we don't know what we don't know as far as in our skills and how to learn and the trial and error of it. And, money's not everything. Hell no. But if you don't have money, you got a whole lot of problems. It just bleeds into, especially in our society, we're capitalist society, we're American, and it's good, it's great. However, when you don't have it, it causes a whole lot of stress in relationships and in yourself, and it can add to maybe some unnecessary friction or stress that you don't need. So I'm thankful for y'all sharing this, because anybody out there listening, it's important, because what it sounds like to me, and I know I'm guilty of this, because I'm the one that always be like, hey, you okay? Hey, babe, hey, you okay? Like, to the point that 3-year-olds start walking around being like, you okay? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm teaching her how to be codependent too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't base your happiness based on how they feel.
Yeah.
Like, I can't control how you feel. I can do the best I can to be good to you and to give you a courtesy, like you said, but to be like, hey, man, is it okay I go outside and play outside with my friends real quick? You know what I'm saying? I know I'm saying a lot there, but it's so important that the relationships. And
it's about respect. And you should know the person you fell in love with, you should know where the line is. There's a respect there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out. She knows I'm not going out to bars.
Yeah.
And carrying on like an idiot.
Yeah.
She knows I'm out with my buddies and we're all talking about our wives, and not always bad sometimes, but it's like more of a venting session.
Let me tell y'all something.
You know what the hell he did. No, I mean, I think that I think it's healthy, and I think it's healthy for women and men to have that outlet. And I think if you don't have it, you almost feel smothered.
Yes.
Even if you're struggling with money, like, and a lot of men, I mean, it is what it is, feel pressured. Like, I have to provide. Yeah. I mean, it's an old school thought. But it is. That's how a lot of us run our houses. And if you're coming up short and you're looking at your bank account right before payday and you got, $11.12, you're like, I'm not providing for my family. So there's some added pressure on that. And who are you going to talk to about it? You're not easily going to talk to your buddies about it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that's an added pressure that's there, whether it's deserved or not. That's a pressure that people put on themselves. Yeah. So I think you have to get that fixed. I mean, you have to find a way, and everyone's different. You have to find your way, and it's trial and error. Like you said, it's trial and error. Yeah. Figure it out, because you're going to struggle until you figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a couple things. All right. So Jerry Maguire movie, the line, "You complete me." Right. Mm-hmm. We don't live by that. Yeah. We think that you have to be whole, right? It's two whole people coming together to make a more perfect picture, but it's not a missing puzzle piece. Yeah. Right. That's the way we look at our relationship. But having been together for 29 years, I definitely think that, at least for me, I think, even though we do have independent hobbies, we have independent activities, I think that we also start to just subconsciously become more dependent on one another in different ways as well. And so a couple years ago, back in 2022, I went on a girls trip to Maine. And I think I wanted to do this trip because I was feeling, I think, a little bit too dependent. And I had to remind myself that I am independent, right? That I can take care of myself, that I'm okay, that I can do this, right? This thing called life.
I'm going away for the weekend. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm really going to struggle here by myself. I'm going to struggle in a nice, quiet house.
All right. So a couple things.
Is real.
Yeah. So a couple things about this trip. Number one, I really enjoyed it. Maine is a rugged, amazing state. Have you ever been to Maine?
I have not been to Maine.
All right.
People have body odor there, I think.
so. All right. It is a very cool state. So I saw an advertisement in a closed women's veterans Facebook group advertising women's veterans glamping, right? I didn't know these girls, didn't know anything about it. Saw this lady named Nicole. She posted and said, hey, we're having these women veterans glamping trips in Maine. If you want to come, fill out this form. You just have to get yourself there and everything is covered when you get there. And so I don't know what was going on, but I was like, that sounds great. So I was like, I'm in.
Hi, Nicole. I'm Becca. I'm married to Donnie Brasco. Yeah. I can't wait to meet you.
Right. So I was like, I'm in, right? And I think we were going through COVID at the time, and I was just, it was kind of post-COVID. Like, to me, COVID's like 2020, 21, 22, 23 is really when we kind of started to come out of the fog some. But so I made these plans to go up to Maine, right? And so I bought my plane ticket, flew up to Bangor, Maine, flew in and got picked up at the airport by a female Navy veteran. And she, well, it really kind of was random, right? And so she pops in, introduces herself, and she drives me to this place called Great Pond. Well, first of all, Great Pond did not look like a pond. It looked like a lake. And that's another thing about Maine is the ponds look like lakes. It's absolutely beautiful. And so this facility that we were at, it was somehow ran by Navy, and it was exclusive for card holders, right? And military. And so went up to Great Pond, spent 2 nights with this women veterans glamping group, in yurts with electricity, had great food. Nicole cooked us blueberry pancakes.
So Nicole was real.
Nicole was real. She is the real deal. No. So I'm giving Nicole a shout out, right? So Women's Veterans Glamping, they are based in Maine. They are a real organization.
Y'all hear that, y'all? Women's Veterans Glamping.
Yes.
Nicole.
What
is her social? No.
And so they're actually getting, a house and stuff. They're getting a physical site. So
there you go.
They have been using just different campsites, yurts, different places around Maine and stuff like that.
He is itching for this mic.
Keep tuning in, guys. Just it'll be over soon.
Stop. And so Women's Veterans Glamping. So I spent 2 nights in the yurt with electricity. And then I thought I was going to be cool and go spend 2 nights on my own, right? And so I went to this place called... So I went to this place with handmade yurts, and I stayed there, and it poured down rain. And so I got tickets for Cadillac Mountain. It's supposed to be like this iconic sunrise. Drive up to Cadillac Mountain. It is nothing but fog, rain, wind. I'd had it. And so went to Acadia National Park, had an amazing time. But by the second night, I called Justin and I said,
please book me a hotel near the airport.
I did. So
what happened to all that outdoors vibe?
I know. I mean, I do.
Nicole when you need her.
Yeah, where's Nicole at?
You know what? She would have been right there. And so I do feel like I'm a pretty good outdoors woman, right? I mean, I've done a lot.
You'd never tapped out before.
Right. So me giving you this call, you knew that it was.
I booked the hotel.
Yeah, he did. He booked the hotel by Bangor Airport. But I say all that to say, like, having different, I don't know, just outlets. And for me, hiking, that has been an outlet. He's not so much the hiker. I talked him into doing a hike this past spring at Mount LeConte. And he has started to hike more with me, which I really appreciate. But, you know, you jokingly talk about like when you get out, right?
Yeah,
like
get out. Yeah. That's
because,
what we do as veterans, y'all. We get out.
Right. And so he says like there's only 2 people who get out. Criminals and
all inmates, military, right? And zoo animals.
Yeah,
they got to get out too.
So we get out. So when he got out, he immediately found a tribe of good friends like that are still close to you through flag football. So talk a little bit about
how vital is that though? Like, cause seriously, because so many people feel disconnected. It's like all they want to do is get outside the gate, and it's like this organization doesn't give a fuck about me. And you get out to the world, and you're like, oh, the rest of the world really doesn't give a fuck about me.
Well, I don't think
I
don't think there's ever friends like your military guys.
You'll hear that.
I don't think you'll ever find, because I mean, I have guys that I became friends with in the military. We still talk, and we can pick up the phone or we can meet, and it's like we pick up right where we left off.
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago.
That's what makes getting out so hard.
But I was fortunate enough to find some guys. I'm competitive. Like, I'll play, I don't care if it's Uno, I'm ready to flip the table. Like,
he tried to thumb wrestle me when he walked in here, y'all. I'm just saying, thumb wrestle.
So I'm super competitive. So I found a group of guys playing ball, and that I was able to they're my best friends now. They're like brothers to me now. So we've gotten older, and we can't play football anymore. So we went to softball, and so we're getting to the point where that's a little much. And we play poker.
Yeah,
and we're not talking about going to the casino and blowing your paycheck. We're talking about $20 buy-in games just for fun. Home
and
games.
then I get thrown in your face all week long.
So and it's competitive, and we can talk trash at the table, and a lot of banter. So it's nice, and that's my outlet. Yeah. I mean, we talk about outlets, but I mean that's an outlet, and we can sit at the table and talk trash, and bust each other's chops and play cards. And one week I'll win, next week another guy wins, and we all just go around the circle giving each other our money, every weekend or every other weekend or so. So that's part of the competitive juices, keep them flowing. If you're competitive, because that's what I said, if you just completely shut yourself down and go, hey, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to spend all my time with my wife and my dogs. And if that works for you, if you're a laid back dude and you like that kind of stuff, but if you're a competitive guy and you played sports in the military and you find way to compete. We used to throw quarters at a wall, at a door, and see which quarter was closest, and then we collect the quarters. You ever play that game? I don't know what it's called.
I saw it on Last Dance. It looks fun. It's quarter toss. Yeah,
but I mean that's the way it is. I mean that's where we were. So I kind of found that another outlet. So it was important, and so Becca understands the importance of it. Like, hey, I got to get out. And, we play Monopoly. We played Monopoly every Christmas as a family. Yeah. And I taught my boys. My boys are competitive. Mm-hmm. Lots of fights in the cul-de-sac playing basketball, but it's good. I mean, I think that's good. And if it's in you, get it out.
Yeah.
I don't care how old you get. I plan on, playing softball as long as I can. We'll see what happens.
No, it's real. It's good.
Your competitive juices, and you'll find that, I think people find their people.
Yeah.
And they find other guys with things in common that we can, say what you want to say.
Yeah.
We can say horrible things to one another.
And it's all good.
And it's all good.
Yeah. And it's all good.
There is that outside the military.
Yeah. No, that's good though, and it's so vital because a lot of our veterans and even people out there don't really find that said tribe, right. And when you don't have that, everything y'all have said so far is like tying into like the social connectedness. Absolutely. And how important it is, but also do you have your own identity?
I think it's important to put yourself out there too, to try different things. I think it is important because a lot of people will say, "I don't know anybody, man. There's nothing like my old boys from the military."
Yeah,
nothing like those guys.
Yes,
trust me, they're out there, and a lot of them are veterans too.
Yes,
that I didn't know when I was in, or they're Marines or Navy guys or whatever.
And you find out we do more than just eat crowns and shit.
Yeah, it's amazing. A funny story about that.
On Brasco
when I was in the Army, I never met a Marine I liked because I was stationed in Korea, and so it was all the guys over from Okinawa, and they come over and just raise hell. Yeah, I was like, these guys are some obnoxious, arrogant,
Yeah.
And one of my best friends right now is a Marine.
Look
Marine.
At that.
And so, it wasn't until I got out that I found a lot of guys. Like, I have quite a few friends that were Marines. So you still have that in common,
right?
You still have that mentality of like you're saying terrible things to one another about their sisters, their moms, their wives, or whatever. Nothing's off.
It's that healthy discourse we sometimes need.
It's a healthy banter, And I said you'll find those guys, but you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah,
you got to go out there that first time. Go, I'm going to go play softball with these creeps I don't know.
Yeah.
And the first side comment you make, someone might look at you and go, "Oh, that guy's a little rough. That's tough, but I like it.
He's one of us."
Yeah. So
but
put
you
yourself
find
out
your
there.
tribe.
Oh, absolutely.
But also reminds me too, like nobody's gonna like door knock and solicit you for their friendship and for their bonding, right? And it's you kind of looked at me when he said that because, and I always say the thing like, "Hey,
fishing.
Anybody like fishing?" And they're like, if you never fish, you don't know if you fucking like fishing. If you've never done poetry in public, you don't know if you like it. So it's like what you said, be open-minded to activities, but also to people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have a hard time making friends. But what I think about is what Dr. Mines told her son when he was little and he had a problem having friends. She said, in order to make friends, you got to be a friend. You know what I mean? So, and that sounds corny, but it's real. You can't just sit there and wait for somebody to be like, hey, you want to be my friend? Be like, yeah, I want to be your friend too. Like very rarely you ever going to sit on the bus next to Bubba if you're forced. It just doesn't happen all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, in sports, if you're a sports fan, you pick up, you go to B-dubs. And you watch a game, and all of a sudden you realize, like, oh, that guy works the same team I do. Yeah. And then you talk a little bit, and then next thing you know, like, hey, we play poker on Saturdays or whatever. You know what I mean? So putting yourself out there, and I mean, for people that need it.
Yeah, we need it though,
and they can play video games, and it's cool. But
I guarantee they're playing with somebody else at the same time. You know what I mean? Because humans need humans. Like the most introverts of all, they need people. Like we need people. We need people.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Today I was talking to somebody too, though, about the female veteran experience when we quote unquote, get out. And he can even, speak to this, I think, as witnessing it. I mean, I think it's fair to say that as far as friendship goes, you had a little bit of an easier transition than what I did as far as friendship goes.
I'm not going to say it.
No, it's okay. Unfiltered.
I mean, men are different than women.
Yeah, we're just different. We are. I mean,
because we can have differences. We get in an argument. And we'll be good the next day. Whereas, it's not always like that. Especially when you have kids. Your kids are playing travel ball, and all of a sudden you have parents talking on the sideline like your kid's playing more than their kid, or vice versa. And all of a sudden the mamas are at each other's throat, and they won't ever say it. Like most dads, if you have a problem with somebody, like, hey, dude, you have something to say? Come on over here.
Yeah.
And then you can just work it out. Yeah. Or I just don't like you, and you don't like me, and we're cool with that.
Yep.
Whereas I think the differences in the sexes is women don't do that, and they, a lot. Some do,
yeah, some do,
but,
for sure.
But a lot don't, and they kind of press it down until something happens.
But like you say, if you don't do something with it, it's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've told Becca a million times, like she's drama. Like stay away. Like, trust me, she's drama, and she'll find out. You know what I mean? But I think I pick up on it pretty quick. But yeah, I think your transition's been a little bit different because I think women serving in the military are a unique animal to some degree.
Very unique,
and that's not a put down at all,
right?
But the things that they do or the things they say, they're a little, they're more outspoken than a lot of people are.
Yeah,
so they may have a more difficult time to find that.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know what I mean? But they do find each other a lot of the times. And a lot of times, like what Beck's done, she's a big hiker and she does yoga. So she finds her people that way.
Yeah.
So she's found it. Took her a little while. I mean, because you're busy with kids.
Yep.
I mean, guys can get out of the house and play ball on Sunday mornings. I played flag football for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years right out here on the river. And I could get out, and sometimes the boys would go with me when they got older. But it's a little more difficult for women to do that. But nonetheless, Becca's found her people and things, she finds things she enjoys doing. And I mean, it's good. It's just been a different transition, maybe a little prolonged.
Well, it's so few of y'all. And then, technically what they say, the majority of Americans are women, percentage wise. There's more women than men in America. And then how many of them actually served? No diss to anybody who didn't, but
small
it's
percentage.
Like the fewer of the fewer of the fewer. And then trying to find people that identify with that,
right? Or
and I tell my daughter this all. I'm married to a Marine. My kid's a Marine, and both women. Last time I checked, and when y'all are assertive, it can be taken as, oh, why is she being
aggressive?
Why are you being a biscuit?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Whereas what we do it is like, hell yeah, man up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you learn to survive in that ecosystem that we do, and then you go out into the world, and it's like, why is she so pushy? And it's like, actually, she's just being assertive, right? But it's not what they're used to. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, it's a very unique, as he said, unique demographic in our nation. And y'all actually outpopulate us, but as far as the ones who have served, oh hell no, way less.
Yeah,
way
which
less.
is going back to Nicole, who is legit, who is real.
Nicole with the women's
veterans glamping,
y'all.
Yes, and again, that just goes back to the importance of those organizations like that do specifically welcome women veterans.
Yeah,
and kudos to the people that stand up and do start those kind of things.
Yes.
Because they know it's needed.
Well, that's how I met you. Yeah. That's how I met you. I mean, obviously we serve in a capacity, but I met you through RWB.
Right.
We went to an event together and that's where and there was many of people from all genders, shades and spectrums of everywhere, but all there together as veterans together.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was somebody I wanted to give a shout out to as well, was Team RWB. I have personally been involved with Team RWB for about 10 years now. And so I am what they call an Eagle event leader, an Eagle leader. And so once a month, I lead a yoga class at a local yoga studio. It's a reduced rate, so we make it really affordable. If someone can't, pay that fee, it's definitely on us. Like, we've got you covered as far as finances.
Don't say this too loud. I got a lot of family that listen to this, and they might just show up with some fake military veteran cards and be like, y'all feel y'all would take care of us. Y'all trying to glamp?
Right.
I'm just playing, y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah, the local chapter of RWB, and RWB is a national organization. And so I heard the sailor that you had on the last episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. T. Yeah, Taryn. Yeah.
So he talked about RWB.
Yeah.
And so RWB chapters located all over the country. We just happen to have one here in our area that's very active. And so they offer running events, rucking events, community
They're doing one for 9/11
service
right now, right? Like a stair climb hike thing?
Yes, which I'll talk to you about. I think we should do that at the Marshmallow.
Straight up at the Marshmallow.
Yes, we got to do the stair climb.
If you know, What's up?
Yeah. But again, I teach yoga for them once a month. And I got my yoga training from Yoga Fit for Warriors. And so shout out to Yoga Fit for Warriors as well. Yoga Fit for Warriors is a kind of like a sub branch of Yoga Fit. And with Yoga Fit for Warriors, I was trained in 2013. I think it was January of that year. I was in the inaugural class at Fort Belvoir.
Was this at Marlboro Inn? No, not at Marlboro. Okay, not at Marlboro. It's not at Marlboro Inn.
No, it's not at the Marlboro Inn. Okay, and so we were up at Fort Belvoir.
Sugar, do you need more towels?
And so up at Fort Belvoir, and this gal, Shay Molendijk, she is from Yoga Fit for Warriors, and she is a retired Air Force colonel. She was a psychologist back during the height of Iraq, Afghanistan. She was in Germany in the hospital where people were getting medevaced, right?
That's right.
And so people were coming in and they were obviously just completely traumatized. And as a psychologist, the discussion was go do some talk therapy with them, go talk to them, go help them process what they've been through. And Shay, thank goodness, just her wisdom, she was like, these people aren't ready to talk. She was like, they need to feel safe in their body. She was like, they've been traumatized.
Yeah.
And so she recognized the need for yoga, and she recognized the need for breathing practices, and she recognized the need to help people have some calming techniques for their nervous system. And so from that, Yoga Fit for Warriors developed. And so Yoga Fit for Warriors yoga training, it's all about learning how to calm the nervous system.
Yep.
It's about breathing. It's about somatic movements. And it's science-based. It's good stuff. I mean, it changed my life 100%. I mean, you can even speak to the me before yoga, after yoga, and the impact that it's had, right?
But we're still on Hormel chili. Correct. No,
I can tell he wants to talk about Hormel chili again.
I just want to bring up some Hormel chili. Shout out to Marlboro Inn and Hormel chili.
I'm just thinking how unimportant I am. I'm like, I play poker.
No, but it's.
See, I told you we were yin yang, right?
But this is the beauty of what we're trying to do, especially with this episode. Relationships are one of the main contributor to death by suicide and a whole lot of other harmful behaviors. Yeah. And then there's finances, and then there's substance things. But a lot of this is a lack of skills, a lack of humility is what you brought up with being able to say, you know what? Yeah, I did suck at managing money at this age. Most of us, to include me sometimes, be like, I ain't saying sorry. I admit that shit, but I have progressed. I ain't saying sorry. You know what I mean? And that's just pride comes before the fall. Never forget Proverbs, right? But at the same time, all of these little things, these little tribes, these little agencies, these little, whether it's RWB, which stands for Red, White, and Blue Organization for Veterans, trying to give y'all tangible tools, but to also get to know these folks because they are survivors and thrivers. And that's not to kiss their ass or any of that, but like they're still around and they're still enjoying their lives, but enjoying their lives as individuals and then coming together and enjoying their lives together instead of saying, if Donnie Brasco ain't happy, I'm not happy either. And then being like, you know what, Donnie, you just don't make me happy. Happiness is an inside job, y'all.
You see that happen all the time.
Yeah, you do.
In marriages, it falls apart.
Yeah.
When your kids leave for college or the military and you see marriages fall apart because for 18 years, you live for your kids. You had no hobbies. You got nothing done as far as out of the house with building relationships or friends outside the house. And all of a sudden you're stuck with this person that was mom for 18 years and you were dad for 18 years and you have no identity of your own. So in order for Beck, she started with yoga. She loved to run for a long time and she still, runs occasionally. But she ran a marathon. Well, she ran 3 halves. 2
marathons.
And then another marathon. Halves. And then she's doing yoga. And now she does a lot of hiking. She found, her happy place, so to speak. And we really enjoy each other's company. It's not like she just goes or we go our separate ways and we live in the same house.
Take your ass to Bangor, Maine and talk to Nicole.
Right. But we enjoy each other's company. But I think one of the reasons is like, hey, she has her space, I have my space.
Yes.
But we enjoy, we enjoy watching a movie. We enjoy hiking together every now and then. People say, you're just going on your hike to satisfy your wife. Like, no, I've actually enjoyed going out with her.
Yeah.
Because I know how happy it made. When I did that 14-mile hike in Tennessee, I wanted to die. I wanted to die. And there were moments on the hike that I got up ahead of her and I called her every day. I can't believe she got me to do this bullshit. Everything hurt. It's pouring down rain. I'm frozen to death. My fingers are like
isn't
ET.
It so peaceful? Do you feel, don't you feel connected?
Look at the mountains. And I'm like, my hands look like ET. Remember when they found ET in the ditch? So he's all white, like he's getting ready to die? That's the way my hands look. And there were moments on that hike I was way ahead of her, and I was just so mad and angry. But when we got to the top of the mountain, I was in a pretty good mood. We laughed and joked, and then I saw Beck and how happy she was that I did the hike with her. Truly, the person that you love the most in the world, to make them happy is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so we what? This is my way of saying like I didn't mind doing the hike.
I was worried about you on that hike.
It's kind of pasty. It was just wrinkly. I don't know what's going on.
I made it hot coffee. So what did I pull out of my backpack? My magic backpack.
That hot water?
Yeah. I didn't know. It was not just hot water. I pulled out.
That little propane thing?
Yeah, I pulled out a stove and I cooked him.
So they sold
You
hoodies.
didn't cook him. Okay.
Well,
I would have jumped in a pot of boiling water. They have at the top of Mount LeConte, they have a big cabin that they sell hoodies and other crap at the top of this. Well,
some swag.
Yeah, swag. There you go, swag.
Great. I love it.
And at that point, I was the only dum-dum that decided to hike this mountain in shorts. So I had shorts because it was like 70, 80 degrees when you started that morning. Yeah. So I'm making comments like, you guys are going to be hot. And by the time we got to the top of the mountain, it was like 40 degrees and it was pouring down rain. And I was in shorts and I had a long sleeve t-shirt on. So I went inside that little swag place, the little, what is it at the top of the mountain? It's like a little store. Yeah. And they sold hoodies. They could have sold me a hoodie for $300 and I would have bought it.
Yep.
It could have had Hillbilly Jim on the front of it.
Didn't care.
I didn't care.
It was warm.
And so I got a hoodie when I got to the top of the mountain. She's like, and I'm like, I don't care, lady.
Yeah.
I got a couple $100 cash in my wallet, whatever that thing costs.
We're going to make this thing happen.
So no, but I had a good time, doing the hike. She asked me when we got done, would you do it again? And I wouldn't answer.
I'm not
I don't
there
think
yet.
I'll ever do that again.
I
I had a good time. We'll do other hikes. I just don't think I'm going to do a 14-miler again.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. But I would do, we'll do more hikes for sure because I enjoy going out with her. I have to have a place to go to. Like, you got to give me a point. Like, we're going to get to a waterfall. We're going to get to this raccoon tail.
I got to have something to look forward to.
Give me something on the map.
Some milestone. Not just cold, wet.
Right. There's possum eyeballs at the top of this mountain. Like, I want to see the possum
eyeballs. I got to see
eyeballs.
that shit.
Yeah. So you tell me I'm going to get to see something. The amazing thing about Tennessee is people drive the, what's that thing called? The Parkway?
Yeah.
It's like a big loop in Tennessee in Gatlinburg.
Oh, you're talking about from like Cherokee to Gatlinburg.
No, that big loop that everybody drives in and you see the meadows.
Cades Cove.
Cades Cove. Shout out to Cades Cove and Marlboro and everyone.
So these tourists, they drive in a big circle, which is what, 15, 20 miles in this big circle.
It's about a 15
and they're
mile
stopping
loop.
it. There's a meadow.
It's beautiful.
It's a freaking meadow, dude. Like they've never seen a deer before. And I'm like, no, that's not my thing. You need to find me a waterfall, find me something to hike to, and I'm good. But if you're just going to ask me to walk through a meadow where there's ticks and chiggers and just random deer, I'm not doing that. It's dumb to me. Some people really love it, and kudos to them. That's not my thing. But, but
see,
people were pulling over in front of me. I just want to get off this thing. They were pulling over in front of me, looking at the deer. It's a freaking deer.
But see, this is where
you can Google
the
that.
yin yang, right? So this is where we are very.
I saw with your eyes
right?
when you was looking at it from the side. You're like, oh, but you just like to run around with things hanging off you and dudes pulling off you, and they're down right there, right? Huh? You just want to run back and forth, huh?
Yeah. No, I love a walk in the woods, and so I don't know if I will ever hike the entire Appalachian Trail. I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, I'm 50, so
if you
we'll
wanted
see.
to, you could.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a matter of finding the time, right? And so I've always felt called to the AT, and I have been fortunate that I've been able to hike a good portion of it. So I have hiked the entire West Virginia portion, which isn't that
This is not annual training. This is
Appalachian Trail.
Sorry,
Morning,
sorry, I didn't mean to trigger you.
You triggered me with the acronyms. I was like, annual training. Do I have to get it done?
Yeah.
It's only July, August.
No,
I don't know.
The AT Appalachian Trail, right? So starts in Georgia, ends in Maine, and there's thousands of people every year who make an attempt. I don't know what the number of finishers are every year. I'd say a few hundred who make the pilgrimage, because I really do think that that's what it is. I think people learn so much about themselves on the trail.
Yeah.
I know 2 Marines right now on the trail. Trail names, Blackjack and Huckleberry. So shout out to Blackjack,
Huckleberry and Marble and everyone. Marble
Yes.
and outside of Fort Jackson. Live a thicket. Live a thicket. Live a thicket.
So Dr. B, she knows Blackjack.
Okay. Yeah. I'm tracking.
All right. So you're tracking him. Yeah. So he, I had the chance to meet him when he was passing through here. And he went through Shenandoah. Right. So again, he started in Georgia. He's past Pennsylvania now. So he's going to do it. He's projected for Maine, for Katahdin.
Is Nicole going to be there?
I don't know. I mean, we can.
What about that random Navy veteran?
Right,
at the
random
airport?
Navy veteran.
Good hotel at Bangor.
There's a Bangor Airport. It's got great hotels outside.
So that was a lovely hotel room. So
only the best for you, babe.
yeah. So no, he's projected to finish right around October timeframe. But I don't know if I will ever, hike that much on the AT, but I'm even super proud though of how much I have gotten through. So I've made it all the way from Harper's Ferry to Shenandoah National Park. So that's like, I don't know, 100 miles or so, somewhere along through there. And I have a group of friends. We just kind of chop away on the weekends. Sometimes we'll go out and we'll do a section, parking car at one end, another car at the other. Or there's been a few where we've backpacked and we've stayed overnight. We hike in with our
No
tents.
glamping though.
No
Just
glamping.
backpacking.
Oh no glamping for this for sure.
Keeping it raw and organic.
This is how Beck got her new car. Is these trips on the weekends to the trails. So she went to West Virginia on a girls trip. Her old army buddies.
All girls. So that was the yoga retreat.
A yoga retreat, and there's some men there.
Yeah.
So she drove my truck because her Jeep had 210,000 miles on it or so. And so she left the Jeep with me for the weekend. And I hadn't driven the Jeep in, it's been over a year since I've driven it, probably longer than that. So I had to drive it for the weekend. And I drove it to the food line to get groceries.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing was rattling and making all kinds of noises. And I'm like, she can't drive. Because the thing of it is she takes off on the weekends at 4 a.m.
True.
And goes to hike. And I'm like, you know what? I can't she wanted to keep that Jeep forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We can't do this.
We can leave in the driveway on bricks. It's all good.
Yeah, we can't do this. We got to get her a new car. She's definitely deserves and earns a new car by this point. So that's how she got the new car. I think that was a trick. She took the truck to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
A little trick. But it worked. It worked.
Yeah, but you did good on that. You took into all my considerations, my hobbies, a vehicle to be.
Tell me again.
You did good.
Mm-hmm. He did a great job. Everybody, shout out Donnie Brasco. Great job over here.
So, a vehicle that's good for getting to the trailheads, vehicle that's good for transport. Yeah, kayak, stand-up paddleboard. Those are a couple other things I really like to do for resiliency. Makes me feel at peace.
Just connect to the nature.
Yeah, for me,
but Donnie Brasco needs a milestone while he's out there.
No, I can kayak. It's fun. I enjoy that.
Okay, he kayak. But for those who don't for people, because this is the thing, I've always been like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, I ain't got the fucking gear. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like an investment of time. It's like, but you can go to NCCS or NWR and you can just rent it all. It's like, yeah, but I don't know. And then the last dude who wore them snow boots or whatever the fuck it was, right? But like, if somebody wants to start out just on some like, hey, everybody talk about this hiking shit, and I want to be mindful too, and all that. Where would you suggest they go to start?
Yeah, so that's a really good question.
Facebook
so Justin
Marketplace?
said marketplace.
There's some gear that you can absolutely, because people have these things in mind, like I'm going to do this, and they buy the gear and they never go.
Oh,
and then they sell it on marketplace.
There you go.
Yeah, but going back to Mount LeConte, so I absolutely. That's what I'm going to talk about. So I absolutely love Mount LeConte, right? So Mount LeConte is the 14-mile hike that he's talking about. Death March
the
for
Death
him.
March that Donnie Brasco survived.
For
everyone.
me, it was a pilgrimage. To me, there is something special and sacred about that mountain. I love it.
Mount LeBlanc?
LeConte. Mount LeConte.
Okay, and it's proof that he was there, everyone. It's proof.
It's the only place you can buy it is at the store. So I got a 100-year patch.
And $1 million hoodie because he was warm that day. That's right.
But the first year that I hiked Mount LeConte, and this is before I started doing the section hikes on the AT, I had a $30 backpack from Target.
Mm-hmm.
And I made that hike, with all my gear that I needed for that particular hike, which we were staying in the cabins at the top of the mountain. And it's really cool because the only way you can get to the cabins at the top of Mount LeConte is to do the hike.
Yeah.
There's no vehicle traffic at all. So when you're up there, you're up there. And they do a helicopter drop at the beginning of the season for supplies. And then they have a llama train that goes up the mountain 2 times a week to do resupply.
Llamas are there?
Llamas are there.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
You're in now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in now.
So there's llamas that go up 2 times a week to take food, to take bedding, different stuff like that. So I didn't have to take my tent. I didn't have to take my sleeping bag or anything like that. But I did have to take, change of clothes. I had to take all my other, snacks or whatever and gear and stuff like that. And other people had, really fancy backpacks like Ospreys. Ospreys usually go for no less than $100, right? But I did it in my little $30 Target backpack.
Yeah.
And so I think not so much it's important of where you get the gear, but it's who you talk to.
Okay.
And so I think consulting with someone who has more miles under their belt than you do, so talking to somebody who has either done the same hike that you're planning for or has enough experience hiking so that they can point you in the right direction. But, you can buy some of the lower priced gear. You can rent it.
Yeah.
There's some outfitters that will plan trips and the gear will be part of the trip. Mm. So the first trip that I went on to Mount LeConte, I went with an organization called Wild, which was, I'm hoping I'm not going to mess the acronym up for this one, but it's Women's Initiative for Learning and Development.
Okay.
And so it's targeting to get women and girls outside hiking and doing trips and stuff. And so on some of their trips, they do offer gear that you can either rent or borrow, and they try to make their trips super affordable too. And then I'm an ambassador for Girls Who Hike Virginia. And so Girls Who Hike Virginia is another organization within the state of Virginia that we plan hikes and we can give advice on gear based on the hike that you're planning and what you need. Downtown Fredericksburg obviously has River Rock. That's veteran owned and operated.
Yeah.
But that's a good place for when you're ready to make an investment in your gear.
Yeah.
Because once you start putting enough miles in, I think it is important that you do want to get I don't know, some stuff that will last you for a while.
So the guys that want to just do a day hike, you get comfortable shoes and you get a Camelback and you check the weather. So you dress right and you go. Mm-hmm. And then you figure out from there, like, hey, I want to do it overnight. You go to River Rock or whatever and suggest a light sleeping bag or whatever, a tent or whatever. So, I mean, it's pretty, you don't have to overdo it. I don't overthink it.
No, you don't have to overdo it, but I do think you have to be safe, when you're hiking. And, I've seen people on the trail not carrying water, not wearing the right shoes. Yeah. So I think, again, safety in mind, making sure you have enough water, that you've looked at the route, that you've downloaded the map on like All Trails.
All Trails. Yeah, I've heard
or something like that.
People always tell me, you got All Trails? I say, yeah. And then I got like the little arrow that's like, you should re-download it because you haven't looked at it in a while.
Yeah. So downloading your map on All Trails, making sure you have enough water, making sure that you check the weather, making sure that somebody knows where you're going.
Yes.
And so even if you want to go for a hike by yourself, communicating with your spouse or a friend, hey, I'm leaving at this time. I'm expected back around this time. This is where I'm going to be. And then
check your insurance policy.
Check your insurance policy.
And wearing the right shoes. And I have had enough experiences on the trail at this point that I do take safety serious. And I am wilderness first aid certified. I had to go to a wilderness first aid training, but I had an incident last summer with the bees. Yeah. Where our little hiking group, we were swarmed by yellow jackets.
Like Macaulay Culkin with My Girl? Oh, shit. I'm a rest in peace, Macaulay Culkin in that movie.
Yeah, we had a My Girl moment. And so we were just, marching along on the Appalachian Trail, happy as could be. It was August. And so this time of year is really bad for yellow jackets because it's really hot. There hasn't been enough rain. And they're thirsty, right? So they need their water and they're angry. And so this is a kind of like a prime time to get stung by yellow jackets. We had a girl stung, 2 weeks ago when we hiked Old Rack. Same reason, right? It's hot. There's no water. The bees are angry. But we got stung.
That's all it takes.
I was stung probably about a dozen times. And each person that we were with, we were all, it was bad. So they got on us. And as soon as we felt them stinging us, we looked down. And
they just lost their mind. They were running in different directions.
We looked, I'm traumatized by it. We still talk about it a year later. And so we look down and the bees are on us. We can see them and we start swatting the yellow jackets, start swatting them away. And we took off running. And so how we did not fall, I do not know. How we did not bust our ass and fall on these rocks and stuff. But we took off running. We ended up on a fire road. When we got far enough away from the yellow jackets, because that's really the only thing you can do is just out hike them or outrun them. And so we outran them. And we had gotten off trail. Fortunately, we did have our All Trails, so we were able to navigate and get back on. But
shout out to All Trails.
Shout out All Trails. All Trails.
No, I'll tell you what the shout outs for. Shout out to Sting Wipes. And so
shout out Sting Wipes.
Yes.
By Menon.
Carry Sting Wipes in your
Amazon Prime.
That's right. Carry Sting Wipes in your first aid kit. Because
cinnamon flavor of toothpicks too. Because we had people listening, they were like, "We can't wait to do this now." And then now you went into this, and they're like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm gonna stay at home." What do you say, poker? We'll try that shit out for a little bit.
We'll have the big screen up. We'll have the UFC fights. We're good to go.
I will say, I'm not an expert by any means on hiking. I do, like I said, I've had enough experience at this point. I do feel like I could get someone started. And so, if there is anyone out there who it's something that they want to do, it's something they want to get involved with, they are more than welcome.
She's never used the bear spray. So she had bear spray. She went on some hike.
That was actually Amy's bear spray.
Okay, so she left it in my truck.
Oh, so this isn't the brand. This is Amy.
My friend Amy.
She's Amy. Shout out Amy. Shout out to Amy and Nicole.
So she left bear spray in my truck for weeks. And so I was sitting somewhere and I'm just staring at that bear spray. Like, I wonder how bad it is. Because I don't know if your mind works that way, but I'm like, I'm going to try it. I stared at it for weeks, and finally I brought it inside the house, and I told Beck, don't ever leave that in my truck again. Because I actually had it out and was fooling with the nozzle just to see how bad it was. Like, it can't be worse than OC, whatever.
Pretty bad.
I didn't do it. But I was so tempted to do it. When I was a kid, I worked at a horse farm. I kid you not. I worked at a horse farm. She had an electric fence. I'd never been hit by electric fence before. So I was a young kid. So I was actually mucking stalls. And so I was taking the wheelbarrow down to where they dumped the crap. And I didn't want to open the fence all the way. So I looked at I saw the electric wire and I was like, I'm
going to touch that shit.
Yeah. Oh, I grabbed it. I touched it. Nothing happened. So both hands, it shot me back.
Is this like a 9-volt? Can I lick it?
So I actually thought about that as I'm looking at the bear spray, like, if it turns out anything like that electric fence, I'm just not going to fool with it. But I brought it in the house because I was so tempted by it. You don't want to.
And that's called knowing yourself, folks. You got to know yourself.
But no, I mean, I find great peace just walking on the trail. I could walk on the Appalachian Trail. Definitely. I would do my best to get from Georgia to Maine. But shout out to all those who have completed, and shout out again to the 2 Marines that I know and Nicole, who are working to make that journey this year.
Yeah.
They're almost there.
But you also said everything you said in there was we. You're with people, right? And you're not, and
yeah.
I guess what I'm really trying to pull out was to say, don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough.
100%.
Like, I need all this gear and I need me an Osprey pack, but I don't want to go into debt because they said be financially fit and be smart about my money.
Right. No, target.
But just start where you're at, be prepared, be safe, be mindful. But there are other people who have been there as well. But hiking could be an outlet for you.
Sure.
Yoga could be an outlet for you. Honestly, poker could be an outlet for you. Flag football, softball could be an outlet for you. But I think too oftentimes, especially for our veterans, we get so used to or dependent on the outlets that are provided to us and the connectedness that is by default. Yeah, it's not hard to be connected when you're stuck in a barracks. However, I do know the feeling of being totally alone inside of a barracks. And that's a really shitty feeling. But my point is, like, you have to apply some effort to it when we get out or when we leave certain places and spaces to be able to find outlets, find our tribes, because it's so very important. Like, and the yoga thing, like, you don't have to be a full blown. What was the organization that you got?
Yoga Fit for Warriors.
Yoga Fit for Warriors. And this is 2013. You got certified through them, but they're still alive and running and all that. Yeah, we don't know if Lizard Thicket is around anymore or Marlboro Inn, but Yoga Fit for Warriors.
That's right.
Is still an out. He's googling it. Everybody, he's googling it. He's like he's our Jamie right now. but you don't let perfect be the enemy of good. You fail forward. You try, you start, and then you refine. But don't be irresponsible, because, as you said, you could be like Macaulay Culkin in My Girl, and rest in peace to that character. He's a great character in the movie.
Yeah. And I mean, 2 weeks ago, I hiked Old Rag in the dark for a sunrise hike. Sent you the photos.
Beautiful photos. That. If y'all see me post that picture of the light bulb, and I got the quote from Viktor Frankl where it says, "What is to give light must endure burning." This was the photographer. Lizard's Thicket is still around, y'all, and you can order online fresh fried chicken livers down Lizard's Thicket. Everyone, we are getting them so much revenue and customers at Lizard's.
It's in the same spot. It's in Columbia, South Carolina, behind Williams-Brice Stadium. So if you ever go watch a Gamecocks game, catch an SEC game. Walk right on over to the Market Street and grab some chicken livers fried from the Lizard's Thicket. And look at those crinkle fries.
You can order online and it could be ready when you get there, folks.
Oh, yeah. Order online.
You can hike there.
And that's just today's special. I mean, you want to see all of our daily specials here at the Lizard's Thicket? I mean, Sunday special. Let's see what Sunday. Anybody want to know?
We're going to fuck around. No? And it's going to be like Sherry's Berries with Bill Burr's podcast. And then people are going to start hitting up Lizard's Thicket. And they're like, what's the
Southern style pot roast on Sunday, $14.99 slow cooked pot roast and its own rich gravy. If you don't have the gout,
I'll be honest. I've never been to Columbia, but I'm going now. Goddamn, I'm go get me goddamn.
If you don't have the gout now, you'll have it after that gravy.
God.
And it's purely organic. It's all good. Let's just think it. And then Hormel chili. Shout out Hormel chili. And Maul's chocolate cake, y'all.
That's right. Jack and Hines chocolate cake.
It's still. These are all healthy outlets. You put a little pudding in there. Make it real rich, everyone.
But everybody needs a maw.
You need a maw, and you need that drive. There was only one maw. Rest in peace to maw.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for y'all's loss.
Every active duty person and every veteran needs, I think, that one person who has no judgment for them, just full 100% love, support.
Yeah, unconditional love.
Yeah.
Because you can go to sugar shit real quick up in this.
Yeah.
So it's good to not have that conditional
Yeah.
love.
And so, when I went to Portland for the suicide prevention conference, we saw that group, the 1 Degree of Separation.
That y'all know I posted a whole bunch about that. My people, I gotta find that tribe.
Yes. All right. So yes, that's what I'm going to talk about. So 1 Degree of Separation. So it is by far, and I've seen a lot of suicide prevention presentations over the years, but this one was by far the best. And the reason why was just the format and the people. And so the format, they took about, 5 to 10 minutes. There were 4 people, 4 comedians, and they took about 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning to do some stand-up. Get everybody laughing, get everybody know who they are, get everybody kind of like having this bonding moment.
Yeah.
And then they went over and sat down on the couch, right? And they started having some real talk. And so I may mess these questions up, but the questions that they ask was, how does depression feel for you? What do you do that makes it better? What do you do that makes it worse? What do other people do that makes it worse? And what do other people do that makes it better? But one of the things that these guys talked about too, and by the end of their presentation, everybody had laughed and many people had cried.
Yeah.
They definitely provoked some things in me. I went over and talked to him afterwards, definitely had some tears, but they were selling these coins there. And it was the Dead Body Club. And the whole premise of these coins was that you don't want to buy a whole lot of them because you really shouldn't be having a lot of people in your life that are part of the Dead Body Club. But there should be at least 1 or 2 people in your life that you can count on in the middle of the night to call them and say, hey, I've got something going on. I've got an issue. I need to talk this through, whatever it might be.
Like a dead body?
Yeah, like a dead body.
I need some help.
And so the logo on those coins, it was designed by the Marine that's on the team.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
he was the graphic design artist. But I bought 2 of those coins.
Yeah.
Right? Part of my Dead Body Club. I can't tell you who the other one's for, right?
Right. Just holding on to that.
But I brought one home to him. And it really meant a lot to him. But Ma was probably his Dead Body Club.
That's right.
100%.
Yeah.
And
as far as hide the dead body.
yeah. And she loved
Mom would
me.
help you hide a dead body and bring you home El Chili. Just saying.
100%.
For sure.
Oh, him, not us.
Yeah.
Him.
And Ma adored me. She took me in as family from the first time she met me because her opinion was, if you love my grandson, then I love you. If you're his, then you're mine. And she took me in from the moment that she met me. However, if I would have ever crossed him, she 100%.
You would have been the dead body.
100%.
You would have been the dead body.
My mom said the same thing. I think my mom is probably part of my small club at this point.
Yeah.
But at the time when I told my mom, she's like, oh, yeah, that's any of us that weren't inside the family. Like, that wasn't her son, daughter, grandson, or granddaughter. So, yeah, for sure. She got a coin.
But how awesome, though, that you could have that kind of transparency with your grandmother. And like you said, your mom, is becoming that Dead Body Club person for you.
Remember, these are comedians, folks.
Right?
This is funny, right? Ha, 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 ha. First Amendment. Ha, 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 ha.
I know. But
so
no,
this is why she hiked so much, all the dead bodies.
But how awesome that you have family members, that you have people in your life that you can call up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. And I hope that our boys feel that way about us,
Sure.
But who's part of your club?
Yeah, no, it's very important, and it's full circle back to needing the social connectedness. But 1 degree of separation, is it like 1 degree? I got their flyer over here. You gave it to me. But the 1 degree of separation, if people want to look them up, you can look them up on YouTube. I'm going through my drawers, y'all, because Becca had given me a flyer for them. They real cool. Yeah,
it was pretty important to you.
It was. No, it was not junk drawer. That's my reference drawer for podcast, y'all. But 1 degree of separation, a comedy show aimed at ending the stigma of mental illness, and I'm a big believer in that. Like, I got it up there among all the other crazy things. People sometimes accuse me of, like, are you trying to solve a murder with all of this on the wall? But these are the things that keeps me going. And one of the things up there is always laugh when you can. It is cheap medicine. Lord Byron. I looked him up in history too. He didn't get canceled yet.
So what are they called?
1 degree of separation.
So I can tell you where they won't be playing they will not be playing at the Marlboro Inn East because
which he Googled
because it is permanently closed.
Oh,
now I'm not sure about the Marlboro Inn West or if there is one.
Speaking of dead bodies, Marlboro
had a 1.9 stars there on that Marlboro Inn East.
Marlboro Inn is not there, but Lizard Thicket is.
Yeah, it's still there, but not the Marlboro Inn East.
Damn it, Marlboro Inn. Rest in peace to the Marlboro Inn.
But yeah, you can look these guys up online, and you can watch their YouTube clips.
Yeah, there's some funny, there's some good stuff.
It's very powerful stuff. And who would have thought, that going into a presentation about suicide and depression with a comedy approach, was the appropriate or right thing to do? But man, they nailed it.
I think it is.
I mean, isn't that part of life though?
Yes.
I mean, we've all said it. Well, why am I going to get upset? You got to laugh.
You got to laugh.
You just got to
It's
laugh.
medicine, man.
Because at some point it becomes, everybody's gone through some sort of miserable situation where it's so bad that, I've gotten the giggles.
Yeah.
Like, this is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't have that, find it.
You need to.
I mean, you got to, there are some things that happen. Like, I mean, look at right now, like some of the stuff going on with it's election year.
Yeah.
So you have to.
Some of it's just got to be funny. It's got to be laughing. I don't want to steal this guy's material, but he said some funny stuff recently about some of the stuff that happened in the news. I love you, Sam. You the man. Dude is fucking funny, but he makes a joke out of anything. And that's just sometimes what it's got to be. You got to, maybe it's the tragedy in comedy. You got to either laugh or cry about it. And if you don't, it's going to come out somehow. So put that stuff into something. Are there any other like resources or things that have, because we want to, obviously we got to know these folks. They're survivors, they're thrivers. They've been together since they were -7 in Korea, and they're Korean refugees now. But like tangible tools and resources that have helped y'all get to where y'all are still here. And that's the whole goal, is to stay around, because I don't care what none of y'all think. The world's not a better place with you not in it. That's not the case.
I have zero shout outs.
I
mean, Becca has really got a list there, and it's great that she's found those resources. I mean, you figured out what I do.
But this is where Yin and Yang is, though. Yin and Yang.
You found your resources more organically, right? And I do think it was easier for him to find his tribe through sports. I struggled in finding that tribe. But
I mean, there's no better feeling in a bar or in an area somewhere watching a game and everybody's rooting for the same team.
Oh yeah.
And that team, like when the Caps won the Stanley Cup, there wasn't a better feeling outside of the birth of my children. There wasn't a better moment in my life. I mean, when they won the cup after all that, and you're surrounded by Caps fans, or I was, and we were.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great feeling. So, I mean, surround yourself with good things, and good things eventually happen. I'm just waiting for the Commanders to win again.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that. I got Darryl Green on the wall over there. We're going to get there.
We're still waiting.
We're rebuilding again, everyone.
It's going to feel,
under construction.
Like rebuild for 30 years.
No, but it's so imperative, the social connectedness and the finding the healthy outlets, because life fucking sucks. Sometimes it just does, right? And it can get the best of us, but I do know, and especially in what y'all are expressing, like this too shall pass. Like whatever's going on is temporary, but we got to continue to refine. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. And I say the fishing thing or the hiking thing or the, like, I don't know about you or what you'd recommend, but like Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, it's free. She's pretty cool. And she has like, I was like, fuck yoga. And then I had those multiskeletal issues and I was like, I'll try fucking yoga. You know what I mean? So it's like, is this going to make anything worse? Nah. All right, fuck it. I'll try it. Maybe bonding over poker will be the helpful thing with $20 pots, by the way, everybody. Don't get crazy, okay?
Nice and cheap, yeah.
Nice and cheap and fun, because it's the camaraderie. They're there for that, and enjoying each other. And
perfectly legal.
Perfectly legal. They are sanctioned, and everything. Sponsored by Lizard Thicket.
Meatloafs every other Friday.
But are there any organizations that have helped you, or that you think that could help somebody else out?
Well, the other organization, and I want to give a shout out, Blue Star Moms, right? So we have kind of evolved and transitioned into the era of being military parents at this point. And so have 2 boys on 2 different continents right now, 2 different time zones. And it personally helps me to stay busy and to stay focused during that time, because I do overthink. I do worry. Mom worry is pretty constant and can get severe if I would let it. Right. So Blue Star Moms, again, national organization, but we do have a local chapter here, and wherever you're listening from, you can look up to find your local chapter. If you don't have a local chapter, start one.
There you go. Feel like something change it.
Right?
Yeah.
But Blue Star Moms is for mothers of either active duty or veterans. And we also have associates. So that could be just anybody in the community who wants to contribute to the mission of Blue Star Moms. But we have community service events. We pack care packages because we do still have troops deployed, right?
That's true. It might not be an actual engaged conflict at this exact moment, but there could be. And then people are,
they are
force
still,
of readiness everywhere.
They are still around the globe. And so we pack care packages at least once a year. This year we're packing on my birthday. So packing in November. And we'll get the care packages out. Includes, some food items, some toiletry items, comfort items, stuff like that. Blood drive this Wednesday at the library that we're going to be a part of. We do Reefs Across America. You're probably familiar with Reefs Across America. So we go up to Quantico in December and we put out reefs on all the graves. And I know they do that at Arlington as well. But sometimes we have specific ones that we're looking for. Like, for example, a family member from wherever they are. There could be a family member in Minnesota who says, I have my father who's buried at Quantico, and I want you to specifically, I want a Blue Star Mom to lay a reef on his grave, and I want you to salute it, take a photo. Yeah. And so we just, we make sure that we take special care of every reef that we lay. We do the one every year. Mm-hmm. And
that's fulfilling, right?
Yeah, it is. And then we also do honor flights. And so if you haven't had the chance to participate in an honor flight, Blue Star Moms also coordinates some of the events locally with honor flights. So we go to the Quantico National Museum of the Marine Corps. Yeah. And we stand outside with welcome banners, and these men and women who served in Vietnam, mostly at this point, because the World War II era is just, they're kind of not that many of them left. But, to have the Vietnam era veterans get off the bus and come walking towards the museum, they've got tears in their eyes. They're crying because they feel so honored. And again, like the Vietnam era, they didn't always have somebody to say those simple words like welcome home. Just to say welcome home. We have seen tears shed at that museum. And so this goes back even to what we heard earlier last week with somebody special speaking. Yeah. Right. So Sergeant Major Marine Corps talking about the importance of the veteran population reaching out to the active duty right now.
Yeah,
right?
And connecting, right?
Right. Connecting to them and bringing it full circle and just honoring all of these different generations of veterans and stuff. And so that's been real fulfilling for me to be a part of. And so Blue Star Moms. So again, just the shout outs for me, Women's Veterans Glamping up in Maine.
Holla at Nicole, y'all.
They'll come pick you up. Team RWB, local chapters, but again, they're national. Blue Star Moms, Yoga Fit for Warriors, and also too, Quilts of Valor. I brought my quilt because it's hard to explain, so I wanted to show it to you.
And it's kind of cold in here too. Yeah,
but they presented me with a Quilt of Valor when I went to the Women's Veterans Glamping event up in Maine. But it is a very organized thing. Like the quilt came with a certificate. What? They have a presentation ceremony that they do for you. The quilt has your name on it. And so if you know someone that you would like to honor, you can look up Quilts of Valor. And again, that's all over the country.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah. Some more formal, some less formal. Again, like I've participated in a lot of the organizations, and Justin has just kind of done it organically.
I think I played a part of, if you can't find a group to get a part of, you can let someone lean on you or vice versa. You know what I mean? I think we as not only as veterans, but just as human beings, to be there for somebody. Yeah. And not be afraid to say, you good? Yeah. Here's some toothpaste. Something. I mean, it's something that we, if you're not part of a group, She's showing her quilt.
Yeah, the Quilts of Valor. It's really. It's got signatures on it. It's got a nice watermark on it. It's real. It's real deal.
QOV. Not to be confused with QVC.
QVC, yes, because they sell quilts too, but not like these. Not like these folks. Now that's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, see, you gotta see down here in the little corner.
Oh, that's that. Oh, that's that real stuff. That's like a Mitchell and S tag on a good old jersey. Yeah, that's a real throwback right there. Yeah, no, that's legit. And that's amazing because, not only are you receiving something or somebody receives that gift, but the people who put it together, that gives them something, healthy. Like I had the guy, by God, West Virginia, Orion was on here a few weeks ago, and he goes out and he cleans headstones at veterans cemeteries, like all on his own. He just does this, but he's like the psychological, therapeutic, but you're doing something of service, but at the same time,
this generation's opportunity to thank.
That's right.
The veterans of, like Beck mentioned earlier, a lot of those Vietnam vets, they were never thanked.
They didn't get those things. Spit on, literally. Yeah.
So it's our generation's opportunity. And if you have a chance, thank a veteran.
Yeah. Yeah. And, give.
I've never heard a veteran go, really?
Yeah.
It's always thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the support. No, it's real. And it takes a village, and it's a beautiful thing when people can find these healthy outlets. But, you just heard from two folks that have obviously lived a life of service. They didn't even get into all the other ways that they serve, but just know that they've protected and still protect the Constitution in many of ways, and those who protect it, and they serve those who serve in many of ways. And it's just, don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough, and don't chase perfection. Like, is this going to make anything worse? All right, I'll try it. Right. And you have a Taylor Heineke jersey on, which is really cool because he went to ODU, old dirty underwear, pretty cool guy, math major. Right. And my son would really like that because his name's Sean Taylor, after the great Sean Taylor. So I just went full circle back to Washington. I don't know why I did that. But it's important to have those healthy outlets, y'all. It's imperative. And I think a lot of times, and I love what you just said, sir, in the fact that you're not going to find no friends by being an asshole, essentially is what I heard. Like, be a friend. Go be there to somebody else and then ask, like, are you good? And you never know where that can go to. I'm not saying put yourself out there and go hiking in some crazy place all by yourself in the middle of the night with no flashlight or no safety gear, and then just making friends with any other person you randomly see, because that might not go good. It might be on Unsolved Mysteries.
You come off like a creep that way.
Yeah, you could be weird. Don't be weird. That's a big rule. Don't be weird. Right? Don't hear is wrong, but it's important to have the connectedness and the activities and things like that. I do want to ask y'all in closing. First, thank you for being here. This is a work night. This is a week night, and I appreciate y'all making time for me. And shout out Marlboro. But in all seriousness, if someone is out there thinking of making a permanent decision, i.e. hurting someone else or hurting themselves or not being around anymore, what would you say to those individuals?
I would say keep fighting. Like, the sun will rise tomorrow, like reach out for some help. And I know I've heard you say it too. Like, if you call somebody and that person doesn't pick up, don't give up.
Call somebody else, right?
Call somebody else. Call the next person.
But I give you my body count coin.
Yeah.
Ice-T. I don't know why it's a body count. But anyway, sorry.
But yeah, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep pushing.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
I think she said it all. I think you don't give up on anybody. And then you can relay that. You don't give up on yourself. And there's always light. You may not see it, but trust me, there's light. And I think a lot of people, I've dealt with it in a very small part of my life, but not personally, but I've known people.
Yeah.
And I think the people around you do love you. Yeah, just because they're not reaching out, life gets busy, things like that. But there's hope. There's light.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And I know sometimes people say, oh, that's corny or whatever like that. But just like you held up that light bulb, like what is to give light must endure burning sometimes. And if you want to talk about, we should never compare, because comparisons thief of joy and of healing. But read up on Viktor Frankl, because what he went through in the concentration camps, what is to give light must endure burning. But also humor was part of it too in that book. They laughed and giggled a whole lot in a concentration camp. So it's medicine. Sometimes all we can do is laugh about it, but it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. And we're just trying to share tangible ways that maybe you can be better or make someone else better. Because it's not maybe just for you, listener. Maybe it's for somebody that you know or care about. All right. I really appreciate y'all being here. Sorry to prolong the closing.
We appreciate you.
And, yeah, it takes a village. So thank y'all for being here today. As I tell everybody all the time, this show is sponsored by Nobody, baby. This has been episode 44. Shout out to Gump's football jersey number in Forrest Gump. This is episode 44. Thank you, Ms. Becca, and thank you, Donnie Brasco and John Riggins. Okay, we can keep going, y'all. We got more. Much love. I appreciate y'all. Anything closing? One last shout out? They said, nah, we done with your dumb ass. Okay, y'all be a good one. Appreciate y'all very much. Thank you for listening. Make good choices. This too shall pass.